Yes, please.
Or...
Texts? But
I'm not that well versed. I can read primordial. It depends on what the texts are in.
Yeah, we can both try.
all right, then the two of you come with me.
Okay.
And
I'm going to inspire you.
Oh, I feel so inspired.
All right.
I'm also going to inspire you.
Oh, wonderful.
That's what I think you promised. Sorry, mine's a little bigger. You can have it.
are either of you decent with copying text?
I've got beautiful handwriting.
I've got 3 hoof fingers.
I'll go with you on this.
I'll take this one.
Kind of preps
But
a
I'm
few.
an artist, so yes, I'm beautiful.
Preps a few paths along the facets of this crystal, and then hands you this instrument. And it's this elongated brass instrument with a coil around it, and you can see it has its own kind of runic text among it. And as you hold it, it feels warm to your fingers within but a few moments, and at the edge you can see there's this kind of spectral chisel that almost seems to shift with your imagination.
Ooh, cool.
This is
Wow.
moving the book up. He goes, I will give you the order of these runes and where to place them. I need you to be as precise as you can with their inscription.
I'm going to just stand behind you and just encourage you and tell you when you're doing it wrong.
Oh, great.
Just like my dad.
So,
Oh, man.
I don't think I'm going to hear anything
so for this,
after that.
you can choose either an Arcana check.
I mean, if we just need deft fingers, I've got that.
I'm plus 4 on Dex.
I'm sure he has way more than that.
Yeah,
but
probably.
Here we go.
We are arcane.
So, Jack of all trades. How are you helping him?
Behind, as I watch him sort of guide the instrument around, every time he almost makes a mark, I'm like,
This isn't helping, actually.
no, I think that's right.
Okay. Is this better?
Are you sure you want to do that? Okay, good.
Yes.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
No, it's good. It's good.
Thank
it's
you,
good.
thank you. I think I've got it.
All right, so after nearly half an hour or so, the instruments go quiet, and you look down upon the stone in which the work, the scrolling, has been completed.
Did we... Is it...
It looks, to be perfectly honest, like very fine work.
Toy, that's great!
That's amazing.
You know, as a kid in all those penmanship classes, I was always like, why are we doing this? I'll never need this in the real world. And
This
here
is
we
the
are.
place. This is where it comes in handy. I felt the same about math.
All right,
We
so
did it.
We did it.
We did it.
well done. The first step of many is complete.
Look over at Orym.
Got it.
Just make eye contact with him. Seedling.
I place my
That's right.
hand on the hilt and I walk over and raise my hand up to your shoulder.
If it goes wrong,
It's not going to come to that. You are surrounded by people who care for you and you have more love in your heart than Delilah has ever had in her long, cursed history. And flowers start to grow out of Orym's hand. Little red poppies again start to spread out on small tendrilled vines and wrap around Laudna's neck and spiral around her arm and down her body, beautifying the table that she lies on. And they glow with a subtle black light, and Orym will hex Delilah and give her disadvantage. I actually think if we try to do anything to her, I think wisdom is what I'm thinking controlling stuff.
Yeah.
She's a disadvantage for wisdom now.
So both of your contributions here, and his eyes even go wide more and kind of briefly make eye contact with you with like a, we'll talk about this later, kind of head tilt. As you holding Seelig before you, all these vines begin to reach out and swirl and entrap. As they begin to grasp for the shadow, it's almost like the vines become shadow in their own right. And as they begin to swallow the shadow that is emerging from Laudna, they solidify into blackened vines that hold it there, locking it like a dead plant over a wall. as this happens, you all feel this wave of warmth in the room, sourcelessly. There's no windows here. It's a basement laboratory, but you feel a warm gust of wind that feels oddly welcoming, and you feel a familiar presence that you felt once before. She's there, but she's yours. You look inward for a second.
We should celebrate. Who knows what the aftermath is tomorrow from what happened earlier today? We're fucking exhausted. We're in a big city. We just scored a win for once. We should celebrate you.
Celebrate us.
Are you thinking like a house party or like a go out and get ready sort of thing, or?
What do you recommend, Essex?
Dorian's like, can I wear my shoes How slutty are we getting? He's wondering how slutty.
Are you jealous because Laudna had her tits out?
Well, I suppose now is as good a time as any for a bender. Yes, well, as far as...
We can always sleep and then bender tomorrow.
No, I understand.
I'm fucking a rager. I just mean commemorating the moment.
It's been a second since we've had a win.
I believe I have a few things that can work for the occasion.
I think that pragmatism is the overlap here. And then I don't know if we're going to settle a right or wrong. Are the gods worth destroying or letting survive? Are they all damnable, or any of them have any redeeming qualities? We're not, but what Ludinus has in mind is dangerous for above and below.
And
so we have to be pragmatic.
And if you help me, I guarantee you.
We might not have to look too far. Wildmother was here.
Right now?
I don't feel her right now, but I did. When you were on the table, Laudna.
We had like a little matron vision before, but it wasn't anything we were looking for. Felt like an accident.
I don't know what to make it, but they're paying attention and they're with us when they want to be.
The Wildmother came to you?
20 minutes ago when Laudna was on the table.
And they either justify themselves, leave, or end.
Wait, the gods justify themselves?
Yeah, this is, honestly, what else is this about other than why are you here?
I have to
And
agree.
it's their turn to explain to us why we need them.
Well, they did leave, though, didn't they?
Not enough.
They caused horrific pain and suffering on a terrible scale. And then they left. They barred themselves. It's not enough for some, but it was their own chosen penance, I guess.
Blue Beauty, you also hate the gods?
Like the nickname, but I wouldn't say hate. But I do agree with the Ashton. The last time I conferred with the god, they cared very little about the feelings of anyone around us.
Which god was this?
A goddess. Spider Queen.
Well, that kind of tracks.
Why?
It's another of the betrayers.
I'm just gonna say if there's one thing I mean, there's a lot of things I do not like in this world. And one of them is when powerful people get to decide how they are punished.
See, that's a funny turn of phrase. People. You view them as people.
Now I do.
Like us. And
I didn't before, and now I do, and honestly, it makes me even a little angrier.
I feel the same.
It is strange. I honestly watched all that and I don't know, I was kind of endeared by them a bit. Just in the way of like, oh, they were just travelers looking for a home and are absolute fuck-ups as well. But on the flip side of that, they seemed willing to burn this all to the ground and potentially start anew, so maybe they can just start anew elsewhere without burning it all to the ground?
Can they?
Would they, without their power?
Is there a way for us to ever know?
Asking them would be a start.
We saw it today. If we're capable of it, if you're capable of it, shouldn't the gods be? To risk it all?
That's, in my darker moments, that's what I want, is I want to see them pray to us. I want to see them ask us what we want.
You'd rather die than stay controlled by someone else.
Yes.
Yeah, but the gods and lewdness are different topics.
Oh yeah, lewdness is a fucking problem. What a fucking...
And you can think anything you want about the gods. It has nothing to do with the uncertainty of lewdness's plan and the potential destruction that elf is going to unleash. There's no guarantee, there's no scroll, there's no script, there's no God's promise that will tell us that he isn't about to unleash a calamity as bad as or worse than what history saw. We don't know.
That's where I'm at too. I don't think lewdness has the right to decide for everyone else.
Yeah.
But the gods do.
None of them. And I certainly also don't trust anyone who comes to you with a complicated question and then tells you that there's only two answers. That is some narcissistic bullshit, and that's a trick.
And I'm telling you, if lewdness had sent people to your home and taken your brother and your father and countless others, how philosophical would you be about it, Dorian? And he's done that on a very large scale, far beyond me and my home. Think what you want about the gods. We have plenty of sins on our heads to deal with. Just like them.
Our
Great-great-grandparents.
Our sins are human. Our sins are small. Our sins are... We don't get to decide how we're punished. We don't get to decide what our consequences are. They're consequences. And in my book, it kind of makes him a god too. Because no one... I guess I just don't trust anyone who doesn't have to answer to anybody.
Yeah, I mean, you're saying you don't want the gods to decide our fates, to control our fates, but lewdness is taking up that very same mantle and deciding for everyone on Exandria.
Well?
All across the flat circle of it.
A long story, you don't even want to cuckoo.
The other part.
It's a personal affair.
Yeah.
Hey, you said you were a bard. Is the art is that part of your artistry that makes you?
Yes, that's how I perform acts of great devotion.
Like those live painters
Yes.
that you'll see in the
Yes,
streets?
yes, and I can paint. I don't just paint evil shit too. I can paint anything if you want. If you want, I have any requests, I can paint.
Yes, yes.
Amazing.
Is this something you picked up in Jonas?
This is a celebration. I have a question for you, Essek.
Yes.
These portraits that are on the wall of you and your friends, did you have these commissioned? Were they made by you, or?
He glances past Breus on the wall. There is a fantastic portrait that contains a blue-skinned tiefling, and he immediately waves his hand, and a curtain goes over it. He's like, yes, I had them commissioned, or my partner did. Yes.
Well, as fellow artists, and I certainly don't mean to.
Watch the horn.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I don't mean to ask something of you on your first night with us, but we're celebrating and this is fun, and you seem to create your art so quickly. What about a portrait of us together as new friends? Is that something you feel like you could do?
You don't have to kill us to do it, though, right?
No. I don't have to paint with blood. It's my favorite medium, but I don't have to paint.
I think there's still a lot on the table in the
I'm also excited that
laboratory.
we're at our absolutely worst at the moment. Really brings it brings it together.
We could do a fun one though, where like a kind of a slice of life, where we're allowed.
I'm okay with it. I'm excited.
Make a pose.
All right.
But you've got to be in it. Can you paint yourself in after the fact?
I'll add myself. You know what? I'll sneak myself in. All right. I'll spend some time.
I mean, rich people love this type of thing, especially if you like do it live at a gala, you know?
And this is dark, but if it is blood, it'd probably go for a lot in the right circles.
God, that makes me unhappy.
The wealthy are insufferable in their interests.
Oh,
Cheers.
all right. Well, who?
Chetney can probably make a nice frame. I can do some nice like matting around it.
Chet, can you make like a wooden scroll case to keep it safe so it doesn't get crushed in the bag holding?
Or a frame?
I mean, why are these questions? Of course I can. Basic shit. I mean, if you want a relief of yourself, I could do that. That's something I could do. But yes, I can make a bitch-ass frame or like a little scroll case, sure.
Oh God, I'm doing the thing I said I'd never do. I'm traveling with fucking artists. How the fuck did this happen? We could do a little. So many of you.
We really could. Yeah. I mean, I could supply the blood.
Many of you.
This is just what I wanted.
Thank you all for making me feel welcome.
Your brother died 3 days ago.
Thank you.
As here
goes
in
in rolls.
In the darkened morning hours,
Regular guy.
he just looks like a dude.
Deals weed.
Like old, like khaki pants, or like that kind of Seth, or a weed dealer Seth with a hemp necklace.
You can like Nickelback, Seth?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah, we're talking
That dealer Seth.
Yeah.
corduroys.
The shoe fits.
Chain wallet.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Bleach tips.
Sure.
Shit's coming back, man.
Yeah.
Chain
I
wallets?
know. Damn.
Please cast a spell.
Judith's here? Is that what you said? Is that why we're here?
It's here, along with some of the survivors.
Is there a way we can let her know so we could get in?
I can send her another. So I will cast sending again to say, couple days. Couple days.
3 days.
Vasselheim kind of looks to you and says, "Be careful, you're a heartbreaker." And turns around. And begins to glide down the stairs. Other soldiers kind of like crowd up a bit, and he kind of like gives a hand motion, and they all kind of separate and let him pass as he descends back down the stairs.
I'm telling his boyfriend. Heartbreaker over
It's just flirting. You can look at the menu as long as you order from home.
You also know Caleb's predilection, so.
Wow.
right.
Outstanding.
Wrote it that way, come on.
As you begin to step within the sanctuary.
Were you invited?
We work directly for the voice of the Tempest out of Zephyra.
Hold on. You say you know the voice?
No.
Do we have a problem here, friend?
Do we?
I don't know. Do we?
I've been looking for a fight over.
Me too.
Wait. Hi. We're supposed to be here.
In that one moment, all of Exandria looks to you.
From Fern's shoulder. We've been there. We've seen its people with our own eyes.
The crowd begins to pull away from you a bit, and the central part of the chamber begins to reveal itself.
His question. Okay.
The tension here is understandable. Please, you're speaking without all the information. Don't act from ignorance. Let us fill in some of the gaps. The situation on Ruidus is as complicated and faceted as things are here in Exandria. They're not one monolith of will. There are people in control.
There are people oppressed.
There are people fighting.
And the worst of Exandria and the worst of Ruidus are working together.
It's true.
She looks to you and goes, I'm sorry, I don't think we've met. Hi, I'm Peg Trickfoot.
Oh, hello, Dorian Storm. A pleasure to meet you.
Dorian Storm, pleasure to meet you too. How'd you get pulled into all this?
Well, I most certainly did not go to the moon, but these are my friends from weeks ago. We've recently reconnected. I'm learning about everything with them.
He did go to AR with us, though.
He's extremely valuable.
Might get you to the moon.
It's part of Belle's house.
Well, welcome. Nice to have you. Me and Grog here are just kind of working as temporary bodyguards for two of the dignitaries present.
Which ones?
You can see, like, she looks behind her, and now talking off to the side, you see Keyleth is in the process of having a conversation with Vexalia.
Hey.
So you're like us, you're the freelance adventurers?
Kind of, yeah. Like, well, semi-retired.
Okay.
You know, run a bakery. But the rest of the Zephyrin guards, the two that were flanking Keyleth, also kind of escort. You recognize both of them as some of the kind of individuals that you've sparred with in the past that were considered blades of the Tempest.
From Zephyr.
From Zephyr, yeah.
I just feel like they're trying to get us to choose sides again. It seems cruel, doesn't it?
It does.
History repeats itself. It was my least favorite subject to be tutored in, but if I recall, the last time people of Exandria made a choice, we lost 2/3 of the population of this world. The only math I care about is how we save the most lives. I don't care what the gods want. I just want to save people, and I don't know how.
It is tangentially related, but not the same issue. We have no idea what will happen if Ludinus pulls the trigger.
But you don't want to go in half-cocked.
Well... maybe. All about new experiences.
I can't help but think.
Well, yeah.
You want to bone a god?
What does that mean?
The priests in that room were just rattling sabers.
Yeah.
A lot of harumph.
I can't help but think that this circle of people who have direct knowledge of that day, those days, could learn something from them and maybe teach them something about us as well.
It's certainly possible. I might recommend maybe offering a prayer or communion in a temple first. Knock before you open the door. They seem understandably agitated given the circumstances, and even just my brief encounters with them, awe-inspiring as they might have been, my opinion is a bit colored over time because of it.
Well, I'm tired of hearing stuff through a middleman.
Yeah, I've been knocking and no one answers the door.
We keep talking about what they think, what they say. We don't know.
I used to pray when I was a kid. No one ever answered back.
Cheers to that.
Well, this is the place, if they were going to answer.
Standing by Keela. Actually, it's here, so it's glowing
Yeah.
on my back. Pull it out, because I can feel that. Is the blade.
As you pull the blade out, you can see the vines and leaves that curl around the hilt of the blade. All are kind of like reaching out, like small tethers reaching towards the massive birth heart tree.
That's right, we are talking about you. Hi.
The wind picks up. In spite of the snowflakes that fall gently, this breeze is warm, and it pushes in the direction of the tree.
What if you just touch the tip on it?
That's what I was going to say.
Just give a little tap.
To the tree? You want me to find a knot to put it in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just don't sword fighter.
Wood can be very inviting.
Oh, I know.
Oh no, there's something new about chutney every day.
That's always the question.
If I take a few steps towards the massive tree, does it change at all?
If you step a few steps towards the tree, you can see the vines kind of stretch a little further.
Okay. I will touch the tip.
Okay. So you begin to step, and it is it's about, 50 or so feet to the base of the tree. As you begin to step out, Keyleth kind of follows about 15 feet behind. The rest of you follow along as well?
Yeah, I want to see this.
Of course.
Fuck that tree.
I want to see it.
And as you kind of hold the sword aloft towards it, there is just a center of knotted tree trunk that is kind of gnarled and pushing upward, and you see just a glow of green towards one of these heavy roots.
You once reached out to me another time across the ocean. We could really use a frank chat with you. And I humbly ask, with a sprinkle of faith, and I will turn the blade and not harm the tree, but I will sort of wedge it carefully between two roots there.
Okay. You set the blade like between the roots.
I take a knee.
You take a knee. The rest of you watch as Orym kind of kneels, and you hear this faint creaking sound as the root begins to shift. You watch as vines begin to extend and wrap around Orym.
Uh-oh.
Like a rapidly gathering cocoon of leaves and vine.
Orym, you good?
It's okay.
I look so comfortable.
You watch as the ground flowers sprout. Grasses begin to suddenly rise up. Within but a couple of moments, Orym is gone from your sight in what is now a knotted cluster of wild flowers and vines standing resilient against the falling snow. You look over, and there, sitting next to you, made of similar green vines, is Will. His eyes golden like hers, smiling from its green and brown facsimile of his memory. Together.
Hold up my hand to clasp. And together the hands erupt in little flowers that spiral down and around our arms. I've got this.
The hands and the flowers themselves, now the roots try and burrow from your hand into his, like they rooted into the forest. But he pulls his hand away and touches your cheek. We will. But I also need you to live. Be happy. Don't live your life in the shadow of mine.
Eventually, everything becomes one.
I'll be here waiting.
I'll see you soon.
And your eyes blink back to awareness that you are back at the base of the birth heart.
Orym.
Hey.
Are you all right?
Yeah.
What was that?
I took a meeting.
You took a meeting?
Okay. And?
Armor's
No
the same.
immediate
The blade,
change.
the blade's still wedged in there, but like armor's the same.
I will remove that gingerly.
As you pull the blade free, the blade itself is longer than it was when you placed it within the roots.
Oh shit!
And as you glance at the hilt and the handle, you can see the vine growth is denser. And there are 2 golden gems, like 2 golden eyes, now looking from the front of the blade, like she's guiding its strike.
Oh! If we can communicate with lewdness, if you can, and I like the idea of hitting it from the back door up top, but lewdness is smart. I wonder if we could declare our intentions to do a full frontal assault down here below to lewdness, and also seed to like leak information of a stealthier secondary attack also here on Exandria. So he thinks that's what our backup plan is, but we're actually a double feint, and we and some choice friends are the third.
Yeah.
Sounds fun, but you want to try and trick the guy who's been pulling the strings for 1,000 years?
No,
I do.
All right.
Or maybe we just let the room of people.
You painted a picture of us. It was
It's
nice.
beautiful.
Yes, I can paint individual pictures if you'd like.
And clever.
That's all right.
Weren't you talking about being able
I'll take
to
one.
get people to speak the truth?
Oh yes, I have a spell that can do that. Yes.
Does that work for you?
I've never done it on myself.
I find that hard to believe.
I could try, but I don't know what it would achieve. I'm an open book.
How does it work? Does it affect one person or several? Or?
I don't know.
Was it a trick? I was just genuinely curious.
I think it was great. Time.
Is this like truth or dare, but just truth and truth?
It's
Truth and truth.
We could add a
Truth or
dare
dare,
element
sure.
to it if you'd
We
like.
could do truth or
threaten me
dare. Truth or dare, but then you have to also like a spin the bottle situation.
You just really want to play
Where'd
spin
the
the bottle.
bottle
Yeah,
come
because I think it's
from?
hilarious.
We're in a tree.
Play a D&D spin the bottle on our maybe last night on Exandria, guys. I'm just saying. I'm just
So-
putting it out there.
So you,
You think we're gonna die tomorrow?
Maybe
we'll
not
ask
tomorrow,
a
but
question,
maybe like in the next couple days.
and if you don't tell the truth, you have to kiss someone. Is that right?
Maybe.
Sure.
Or if you can either answer or kiss someone.
You're
just
gonna
gonna
kiss
kiss
everybody.
everybody.
You
I
want some
will.
Fucking answer. That's not how these rules work.
So that's the dare. You kiss somebody, or
But
you
you
tell the
have to
truth.
decide who kisses who.
Oh.
No, you spin the bottle to decide who you kiss.
That's
If
true.
you say, I'm gonna
true.
kiss
Truth
you.
or dare.
Spin the
Just
bottle.
truth or
I'm just
dare.
saying,
Lost
in
the
case
truth
you
or
didn't
dare.
know.
No, there's
Why
truth.
don't we forget the zone of truth and just make out?
This is how the fate of the world should be decided.
I mean, I'm not against it.
I'm just trying to keep things light for a little bit. I don't know if it's the time, guys.
I don't like this rule. I want to know if you're going to turn on us. I feel like that's an appropriate.
That's a yes.
It's a possibility.
Was it
It's
like
a
sandpaper?
possibility.
His
Great.
tongue?
Yeah, it was.
Cool.
I don't like that answer.
Yeah, his nose felt bigger up close.
Laudman?
And then I'm just gonna hold the sticks.
I was about to ask you a question.
Hey, Alistair.
Can I go first?
Oh.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yes.
This is fun, but there's something that's been weighing on me since I've been back.
Okay.
I don't know how to say it. I'm sorry.
Are you alright?
No, this is supposed to be fun, but I heard you say to Orym and to Imogen that if something happened to you, where you put us at risk, that you would be willing to sacrifice yourself for all of us. I'm sorry. If the shoe were on the other foot, and Imogen were to become vessel for Predathos, would you be able to do the same?
If she asked me to. Just in the same way that I asked them.
Well, then I'll say it now. If I put you all at harm, do what it takes to defeat me.
It will be the absolute last resort.
Sorry, I hate being a downer.
This is what we're here
Do you want
for.
to spin the bottle, Dorian?
Kind of, but I
Go for it.
no.
I'm all warmed up
okay.
Come on.
I spend it so slow.
There's really only so much you can do.
Oh, yourself.
Anything but that!
Just lucky not.
Please!
Okay, baby. I'm not moving. I'm just saying, you gotta earn these lips.
Oh, if you didn't smell like cedar and chestnut! I'm gonna kiss him. Oh, it's my nightmare.
Performance check on both of you.
Oh, wait, we didn't do it.
What'd you get?
26.
Oh!
19.
Oh my God!
Lords are fucking serious.
I'm gonna pull away and I'm gonna say, I fucking knew it.
See?
Throw him back on the bed.
He is royalty.
You know,
Wow.
in history, there's been 5 great kisses.
thing is, like Fern and Chetney, in my opinion, already had
Yeah, no.
a lot more than a kiss. So I think for you guys, it's
I
just going
respect
back
the
to where you
choice.
left off.
Yeah. Yeah. Dorian.
Funny.
Dorian.
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes.
Not to bring the mood down. And you could always spin the bottle again. You haven't said much at all since your return. And in fact, you're almost quite glib, flippant about it on your return in regards to the death of your brother.
That's not for fun and games.
Well, we never said that this game was going to be fun.
That was my question, too.
And mine.
Are you running from it? Do you feel responsible? Are you trying not to process it? And do you feel like if there is a chance at reversing it, that you would take it, even if it came at a cost? Speaking of making deals with gods.
I won't be making any deals with gods. And that was 4 questions.
Well, I'm lumping it into one. Out here.
One from Ashton, one from me.
I'll go last.
Answer how you see fit. This is not meant to bully anyone into talking about things that they don't want to talk about.
I think a little loving bullying is just fine sometimes. I don't know my place in all this sometimes, and sometimes the way I feel feels unimportant. But that's okay. I've felt like that most of my life. But when I'm with you, I feel it important. And I can't even believe you've been thinking about that at all, with all that's going on. I've gotten really good at putting my feelings where they should go for the greater good. And for now, allow me to continue. But it doesn't mean I don't feel them. doesn't mean I don't think about them. I'm not shallow or callous or unthinking. When we first met, I was a liar.
Really?
Hmm?
Sexy.
And a bad one. But I lied to hide what I feel, and now I don't have to lie. I can just put it away. I know it will come for me one day, and I'm okay with that. There will only be one brother that I've ever had, and none of you can replace him. Nor would I try. He might have been a fool, but he was kind and honorable and honest. And if he were still here right now, he would be with us all. And we could use him. But for my part, allow me to honor his memory by doing what is right, because I know that's what he would do. And the only thing that scares me about being here anymore is that I don't know what's right or wrong anymore. And there's no one here to guide us. We are leaderless, drifting, going on instinct and love, and sometimes that is not enough. I once told you to stay steadfast. But perhaps that was more for me. Everybody finds their strength in different ways. And a smile is mine. So, thank you for asking. But I'm just fine.
What was his name again?
My brother?
Yes. Strength in a name.
Cyrus. His name is Cyrus.
To Cyrus.
Yeah.
And to all who walk with us and who are not walking with us.
Someone ask a funny one.
You want some of this burnt heart, dog? I put some shavings in there. Fucking seeing some shit.
You're an impressive person, Dorym. I want to see you cough now.
Yeah, smoke that fake joint. Smoke that fake joint.
That's birch.
Work that improv class.
Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna skip this opportunity.
I don't understand the rules anymore.
There are no rules. We live in chaos.
Oh my god, if it ends on Chet again.
I'm gonna laugh my ass off.
Orym.
Hold on, personally, I'd like to see it.
Well, everyone's getting what they deserve, aren't they?
You could always like. Listen. I mean,
Pick up that little droid, give him a kiss.
What are we rolling?
Performance.
Performance.
Because it's funny. And most everyone's bad at it.
This is hilarious. Oh no.
Yeah, this is perfect. I have a 3.
I rolled a 2.
that's just right.
This is like the two teenagers with headgear, like trying to find a way in.
Well, that answers that question.
Sorry about that.
It just turns into a hug.
Yep.
Yeah, like an awkward peck. I imagine I try to go left, but you do too, and then we like crack our heads, and then it happens
Yeah,
again.
we accidentally kiss each other on the lips when neither intended to.
Correct.
And
Yeah, and we're
ends
making it
fast.
count. Yeah.
The juvenility of this is making me so happy.
Well, this has been fun, y'all.
Should probably get some sleep.
Yeah.
As we pull back from the chamber.
One last thing, actually, if we're
Okay.
all going to sleep.
Just that Orym, as he lay in his bed in the small room, spent some time looking at this sword that has changed. And in the last, 10 or 15 minutes before falling asleep, he goes back to just watching Dorian sleep, which is something that he's done for a long time.
Yeah. Okay.
As long as he's known.
The problem is, Dorian's not asleep. He doesn't sleep. His back is to you.
Orym, they're inside. They've already begun, but they're expecting you.
We're late?
Yes. Barely.
You holding out?
Of course we're late.
You holding out?
To be here right now.
I'm holding up as well as can be. How about you?
In the circumstances, and I reach up to his arm. One day at a time, we do what we do.
Truth.
Good to see your face.
Everoa, can I ask you a question?
Of course.
I wasn't with you all in Ruidus. Of all the people or beings who live there, how many of them are compelled to help Ludinus? And how many are doing it of their own free will? Do you know? Do you have an estimation? How many are like you? And how many are like those guarding the fortress?
I know there are many who deeply dislike being under the tyranny of the weave mind.
So we're going to try to do another thing before we do the thing that we're supposed to do? I don't know how much time we have. What's the timeline?
Well, maybe we could do this, jump there, come back, talk to more gods, jump to the moon. It's a lot of travel.
We glean to get into the middle of this meeting?
The Platinum Sanctuary one?
No.
Oh.
Snow clown.
No, we would
The
just
Sealy cord.
maybe we could try to stop them.
I believe I've met him, but the last time I met him, we just sort of
It was not so great.
Yeah, we sort of
the
kicked
tower
his
came
ass
down.
and then he disappeared.
Yeah.
Is that correct? But now you guys are friends.
Well, friends is
we like being friends. It's good. No, it's not good.
Strange.
No, yeah, he's fine.
We haven't slept with him yet. Have we slept with him
He's fake.
just double
Hard to
check.
pin down.
You trust him enough to maybe
He's helped
treat him
us.
as an ally. It's pretty
He's
high.
helped us. And
Also, fuck all the ideas are popping. Woo! I think we're ready. Let's go.
We're ready to save Imogen's mother, recruit Fey Realm allies, infiltrate the moon, recruit our friend Ira. I'm just confused. What order? What? We can do it all. I'm down to try it all.
plan.
Life's
I
about
think we're just going
experiences,
shopping right now, right?
yeah, it's just shopping.
Just getting
I'm glad we
towel.
slept.
And then grab dinner in the butt.
I just thought we had a plan, and now it seems like we've got a lot of plans. I'll do whatever you want,
Reyes,
but
have you been
It's
to the
more like
Fey
a
Realm?
couple plans with a lot of steps.
I have not been to the Pharaoh. Have you?
Yes.
That's random.
And we
It's
can
not
just
the moon.
Be there?
Yeah.
Easier than the moon.
Well,
Well,
maybe.
I mean,
She knows where some doors are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It takes a little effort,
Yeah.
but time is weird. Just
Yeah, time is a little weird, so it might be.
speaking of time, when does our meeting start? Or
Where's our group? Have they left us so
so-
fast?
It starts when we get there.
I assume this was.
Yeah.
I assume this was kind of a walk and talk.
Schlupsdoost.
If you have to speak, I believe in you strongly.
well,
My faith is in you, and I will give you inspiration. What you said about your family last night was very touching.
thank you.
My finger.
Certainly.
It's a big finger.
Don't underestimate me.
Please God.
What is your inspiration?
I hop up the side of a column to get a view at the entire crowd and take a minute to scan. Does Orym see anyone that we would be unhappy to see here?
Make a perception check.
I'll reroll the one. Dang it. That is a 25.
25. As far as new figures here, you don't see anybody that catches you off guard, unexpected, or sets you on edge. Make a history check as well, if you don't mind.
That's a natural 20 for a total of 32.
Good.
What symbol is that?
That's a pie.
Oh shit!
That's a pie.
Okay.
That is the whole pie.
So it is. Huh.
Now I want pie.
I know.
Okay.
Oh! Reading is fundamental.
A whisper? Tell us about that cardigan.
Dorian, you hear my voice in your head. Could you meet me over by the entrance real quick?
Oh, sure. Have I ever heard him in my head before? No. What are you?
Well, she's
I gave us all
linked us all.
telepathic bonds.
Oh, is that what that does? Oh, okay.
So now we can.
Which you were bound in Aor, I believe. At some points, weren't you? Were you telepathically bound in Aor? I'm trying to remember.
Maybe FCG did it. I don't think I've ever done it for all of us.
That's right. So this might be the first time you've heard it. We'll play it as such.
Okay, yeah. Oh.
I think.
It's Orym, it's
I could be
me.
wrong.
Oh yeah, I recognize your voice. Voice, yes.
Column on the left.
Okay, I'll be super sneaky about it. And I'll walk in the least sneaky way.
Well, I'm hanging off the side of a column, kind of at eye level right now.
Casual walk.
Yeah.
Okay.
So most of the crowd's filtering in now. You go through kind of like hanging back and peeling away as it's starting to form the gallery, if you will.
I plant my hand on your shoulder and say, I'm going to be subtle about this, and I might be crazy, but is that gentleman over there familiar to you? And I lean in close to you and point past your chin at an individual across the chamber.
Who just vanishes into the crowd as everyone's going into the forum.
Familiar? In what way?
Shit.
Is there anything I can do to try to? Is he just gone? He's vanished.
By the time he points it out, you point in the direction, and he's not there anymore. Like the mass of people is now pushing into the forum.
So I don't speak, I just stare at you, but you hear, he kind of looked like you. A lot.
Did you see anything more? Any markings? How old was he?
Older? Finely dressed?
Did you see was he cloaked or his hair or anything else?
Well, that's up to you.
The glance that you saw, kind of darker salt and pepper hair, like billowing light-colored regal silks. Familiar.
Recount that.
Yeah. Familiar features.
Well, that's interesting.
You know, you, but aged like finer wine.
I know what you're getting at. He always favored Mother. I always favored him. All right.
Keep your eyes peeled. He's got to be in here somewhere.
No, surely not. All right, I'll shake it off.
Okay.
If y'all remember that beastie, that shiny-ass dragon that was on top of the place, he's on the underside of the roof, just perched, invisible.
Don't look.
Don't look! Don't look!
I can't help myself! And I cast see invisibility as well.
Calm your breathing! Calm your breathing! Calm your breathing!
As you glance up and start getting, like, your breath starts quickening, you glance up and see the dragon, and the dragon, whose like head is tucked in, just goes and seems to meet your gaze for just a second.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit pee-pee. Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
How are you doing, Dorian?
I'm just fine. What a wonderful event.
I concur.
I hope everything goes well.
Me too.
As everyone begins to set into place.
Dorian catches Ashton grinding his teeth and huffing in the corner, and he just sends a private message. And I just say, Ash, just for a few minutes, lock it up.
Thank you. I pull out Seedling like the sword of fucking omens over my head and let vines travel up my arm and up the blade and then press it down into the steps below me. He speaks true. The Wildmother has blessed us here in this very city. The gods are watching. Take heed.
As you say, the gods are watching. The golden gems that have since appeared upon the hilt give off a golden light around you, casting your shadow long against the marble. And the whole room, you could hear the kind of the awe around.
I don't worship any one god, but I do believe that they all deserve to live. Even the bad ones. Just putting that out there.
And this well-dressed lad. What do you offer this strange, motley crew?
That's you, well-dressed guy.
He's looking right at you.
Oh, I just heard chairmaker and sort of blanked out.
I just figured beauty before age, but I can take it.
Sorry, what was your question? I just, when I get around a lot of people, I sort of start to... My core character trait.
Make a perception check.
Perception?
Yeah.
It's math class. Calculus. Calculus.
Oh, no. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Your reaction, what is it?
Of 3.
3, okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, you're just
I'm
flustered
blinded by
all
my
this.
own tears.
Yeah.
They're in triplicate.
In your head, you hear, resume, why are you here? What do you work? What?
Would you repeat the question?
God damn it.
What do you have to offer to this venture?
Oh. Well, you've made us all be honest. I'm not sure what I have to offer, but I know what my group has to offer. I see it all around us. We are you, scaled down. We all saw you talking the other day, and I'm no expert, but it seems to me that you couldn't decide what the right course of action was, and just last evening, neither could we. But, I don't think that means that you and we will not make the right choice. All of us come from different places, different backgrounds, and that's what gives us our strength. We may not be nobles or great religious powers, but we are simply people, capable people set to task. And the task we've been set to will require one moment of clarity and morality. And though none of us might be capable of doing it ourselves, as I do not know that I am, I know that we are. So, if you have trust in this chamber, perhaps you could have trust in us. For we will do the right thing.
A voice rings from the side chamber as the flame speaker Sokono says,
A masterful deflection. But what is in your heart? What fire burns in your chest? What do you bring?
Wow. While Dorym was distracted for the last 10 minutes or so, there's been a tune in his head that he's been silently humming under his breath. Mm-hmm. It's something he does when he's nervous. And he's never been able to place the tune, and the notes have never come together in the right way, except for right before this was asked. And he hears something in the distance from outside of the chamber in that 10 minutes, and he accidentally casted a spell through this song, the spell of Find Greater Steed. Mm-hmm. And as it materializes through the walls of the chamber, is a great equine dragon, the size of a draw horse. And when he sees it, he remembers the stories his mother used to tell him about this legendary mount from their family. And he remembers finally the song that she used to sing to him that haunted his dreams at the beginning of this journey. And as he does, Coriolis, the great equine dragon, flies down and sits at his side, sort of nestles its head into his chest, and he's as surprised as anyone. We may not look like much, but we have power. And we are capable. And so am I. And my heart desires to make a difference. And I'll pet the steed on its head, slap it on its tail, whew, and it leaves the chamber.
Orym totally blue screens.
Roll a persuasion check.
Okay.
Okay, let's see.
And I will give you advantage on that for conjuring a fucking equine dragon from your familial history.
Spread your
Advantage for poetry.
Advantage.
Oh, advantage? Okay. First one was better.
You also have
Inspiration.
Okay, 26. 29.
Sir Konos, who was looking at you intently, at first it felt like through you, but instead was just pushing you, relents and smiles, and sits back into the crowd.
That was fucking badass.
I am pitted out right now.
I can see. But no, you're the dragon is awesome.
No, your shirt's matched.
You are
so can't
powerful.
really tell.
A voice rings behind you, to the right of your ear. Bronte?
Hello, Father. And I'll turn to meet what I assume is...
And there stands before you Zeru Wyvernwind, his salt and pepper long hair pulled back, his beautiful, princely adornments, his clothing almost a regal echo to your battle vestments. His stern, if somewhat sad and surprised expression meets yours. Bronte, you look well, son.
Thank you. As to you, I suspected you might be here.
I had no expectations of running into you here, let alone stepping up to such a monumental task.
Oh, yes, well, seems as if I've left home to shirk my responsibilities, and much greater ones have found their way to me.
Certainly shirked a name Dorian store.
Well, I'm not so certain that when you took your sabbatical as a youth, you kept your name, your proper name, in the world.
I don't begrudge you discovering yourself. It is your nature.
Thank you.
Word of Cyrus's passing has reached us. We've not yet found the time to properly mourn. I wanted to ensure that you were aware.
I've been wondering if I should send word. There may still be hope, but I have very little. It's best. Is Mother here?
No, just I. She's back with the squall, handling things while I represent here. On an invitation from the Ashari. We have, as you know, quite historical tethers with Zephyra.
kind of awkward, isn't it?
He kind of just looks at you for a second, like just that fatherly gaze into his son's eyes where he's sizing up at what stage of development he's been. A gaze you're familiar with. And you see just the peak of tears gather at the side of his eyes as he comes forward and takes you into a hug.
I think at first I lock up, like as I tend to do with really physical affection of any kind. But yeah, even though I feel strong, I start to the embrace of a parent will always revert you back to your youth. And you know, even though we almost see eye to eye, I just collapse into him like a little boy and start to cry.
You both kind of break into each other for a moment, and many wordless emotions wash over you both. As he's holding you, kind of his hands kind of on your shoulder, he says in your ear, he says, You've been lost to the world's rumors. For ages, son, we've been trying to find you for some time, especially given the events of late. We've missed you so much.
I miss you too. I'll sort of set him aside and straighten up and steel up the way that I do. Are things managed at home?
They are, best as they can be in the ways of this current time. People are worried, scared.
As they should be.
Bronte, this is a monumental undertaking. A risk beyond words. There is no shame in returning home to us, leaving this to those capable and willing. The Silken Squall could use a returning son, our heir to the Squall's golden seat.
No. I will not abandon this task. I love you. I love our home. But I can do this. I can do this. Do you believe that I can do this with the help of my friends? That I can help them? Do you believe in me, Father? Do you believe in me? That's all I've ever wondered. Do you believe in me, Father? Is it so hard? Why do you pause? Why do you pause? The people that spoke out with me today did not pause. And I honor you. But I also question you. It was always him growing up. And he is gone, and I am sorry, and it was not my fault, it was his choice. But I have a chance to matter, to help others. And all I need is to hear it just once. I know you love me. You have always loved me, but you have never trusted me. One time, without hesitation, your only chance. Do you think I can do this?
It's not a question of whether or not I think you can do this. I hesitate not because of any lack of faith.
Yes, I and your mother are gifted, burdened, living with the responsibilities of guiding our people. But underneath that all, we are a father and a mother, and we don't want to lose another son. So do I hesitate? Yes, but only because I'm scared, because I believe in you, because I can't nor will stop you, and because I know I have to believe that you can do what needs to be done. I just want you to promise that you'll return.
Is that zone of truth still up theoretically?
I think you beat it anyway.
Yeah, I just want to know if it still exists, if or if it was visibly
it's the
dropped.
entire temple, yeah.
It's the whole temple, but no one knows whether or not who is affected. Depending.
Correct.
Okay.
You can, if you want to roll an insight check to gauge his demeanor.
Just for the painting too, is this people are like passing by?
Yeah, people are passing by. The whole chamber is still like slowly exiting and conversing, but in this moment it's all just a buzz of slow-moving noise and just the two of them in the middle.
I promise. I will come home.
Good.
And I reach out to just shake his hand. Nothing ceremonial. Just a father shaking his son's hand.
He shakes it and clasps it with his other. If you must make this journey, remain ever vigilant. Step no further than safety will allow. Heroism is a game for those with outstanding legacy. Lean on those you can trust.
I understand. I better return to my group. We have much planning.
Of course, of course. It's good to see you.
It was good to see you, too. I'll break away and try to...
Wait. Here. And he unbuckles the ceremonial blade at his side.
Papa!
Oh, mine, Papa.
Take this. It is the symbol of our family. And is sworn to protect our people for many generations. It will continue to protect us. And many more in your hands. And he holds out to you what you know to be Gamble Cleft, the Vortex Blade.
Oh, let's go, Gamble Cliff. Okay.
This is the symbol of leadership within the Silken Squall community, and has bound within it an ancient wind spirit that gave itself to eternal protection over the people that you one day will inherit.
He who rides a dragon and is accompanied by a wind spirit.
Even just pulling it free from its sheath as you hold it, it's near weightless in your hand. In either hand.
Thank you. I assume this is on loan. And I look for a spot to clip it on my belt and don't have one because the Typhonus, the gambler's blade, is right here. And I unclip it and I go, here, a drunk old man who died while pissing gave this to me.
he takes it and goes,
it's pretty, right?
I will keep it safe.
Are you sure?
I'll come back for it.
Wow.
And he affixes it to his bow.
Here in the wind. All right.
Seeing the blade at your side as he kind of steps back a bit,
Wow.
looks at you. A smile and a look in his eyes that you've been chasing your entire life. Pride. And with that, he just nods and joins the crowd.
He wasn't the only one that succeeded against that zone of truth, huh?
In your head, I cannot believe you gave him the sword. Oh. No. We could have boiled that for something.
Sucked it in.
I'm not gonna leave my father unarmed at the end of the world.
It's true.
How are you doing?
For the first time in a while, quite well.
You look like he was really proud of you.
That's yet to be proven. Because if we fuck this up, I am so still an asshole.
Who'll be left to know?
Great point.
When Dorian was talking to his father, Orym wouldn't dream to interrupt because it was such an important conversation, but I think because of how integral the relationships between fathers and sons are to Orym and his history, and how much he loves Dorian, when he sees father moving through the crowd, he bounces and starts darting between people's legs through the crowd, and follows him outside and darts ahead and gets in his path.
Missing out of this one.
Sir.
Yes?
Excuse me, if I may, I think you probably saw us standing.
Indeed, and it's a very brave thing you're all doing. Of the Arashari.
That's right.
Right, I recognize
That's
that.
right.
Of course, I'm happy to listen, and if I might.
Well, I really just wanted to offer my condolences on the loss of your son. I spent time with both of them, and the heart and the valor that both of your sons have displayed in recent times. It's important to me, and I think probably important to you, to know that, and you should be very proud. I hope you are.
I appreciate that.
I know where we're going is probably a little daunting for any parent, but I would tell you that I would look out for him. But seeing as he just saved my life a day ago, it's probably more fitting to let you know that he'll be looking out for me.
Perhaps you have the chance to return the favor.
He's carved a very impressive verse in the pages of history already. And if my friends and I have anything to do with it, he'll pen many more.
I look forward to reading them. About all of you. If he means this much to all of you, well, I look forward to the day where I can perhaps get to know you all as well.
That will be a beautiful day. Anyway, I don't want to take up your time, and I should get back. But
of course, of course.
Safe travels to you, sir.
You as well.
And as I leave, I can't help but think, dang, apple didn't fall far from the tree.
Stone Cold Fox.
Yeah.
Your dad's hot.
He's dead.
Yeah.
He's dad and he's daddy.
Yeah.
I like having the role model. Now I'm going to leave because this is getting bad. I don't like what this is doing to my head.
As he walks away, I go, "You did great."
Fuck you.
She said that what we were doing was extremely heroic. It was a part of history. That she personally was intrigued by my involvement in it all, and that the dynasty was very interested in procuring some upgrades.
Are there any tips or boons or?
I actually asked, and she offered her staff, and I said, "No, you dumb bitch! Don't give me your staff." And then the guards were like, "Don't talk to her that way."
Right there.
Is
I
there,
was.
I'm outside, right? Not under the zone of truth.
Correct.
Yeah.
I mean,
C-pop.
I have a couple. I'm not the collector that I think you're sounding like, but I have a few. I
Really?
appreciate, yeah.
Would you sell them?
I'd have to talk to my mom back home.
Okay,
they're
well,
not
just-
mint. They're well loved.
Okay, then there's negotiable transitions there. But that's
show
fine.
my little wolf on my belt.
Very strict.
He made this for me.
I can tell immediately. Whoa!
He made me a beautiful
We
toy
should
boat.
power down and get.
I gave it.
Where is it?
I gave it to a street urchin.
Which urchin? As we shift a little later in the afternoon.
Yeah, sometimes artists aren't appreciated in their lifetime.
I know.
So
Every
it's such a
argument.
blessing that you're still alive for this.
Commercial success doesn't always equate to artistic mastery.
No, it's true.
I'll say, I mean, you talk about, you know, an artist actually seeing someone appreciate their work.
Me and some of the other Sea Poppers have been organizing one of these regional events. If you're available.
Someone's going to have one of your pieces glued to their hand. Want something out of your
before the end of the world.
No, weeks from now. Weeks from now.
After you.
That is a
To be fair,
positive
we
outlook.
did schedule it before all of this happened.
Okay.
Like,
And you don't get the
kind of right
deposits
before.
back.
It was very disconcerting.
Yeah.
Like,
But
you're gonna
Chetney,
keep to it.
if we do save the world, we also save this place.
And we save popcorn.
Get under the popcorn.
Never known motivation like this.
I could paint you two together, but I would love a signed pop.
This is getting too weird.
Oh no! I need to leave. Because you've shown appreciation in my art, 100%.
And please,
No.
don't make it out to me. Just sign it.
Okay.
Just sign it.
Sure.
Because I don't know what my.
Did you want me to doodle anything on it?
I
or-
might put it on D&D Bay.
And we're going to end it there for the night.